Today I'm going to be building a ukulele, but for this project I'm going to put away all my fancy tools. Instead, the only tools I'm going to use are the ones included on this Leatherman Super Tool. The tool set on the Leatherman Super Tool is very similar to the tools on the Leatherman rebar, this one just a little bit larger. I like to think of them as older brother and younger brother. I already bought the wood for this project. Now let's go to the store and get the rest of the supplies. Besides the hardware store parts, I'm also going to use a metal tube for the bridge, ukulele friction tuning machines, and ukulele strings. The main tools that I'll be using are the wire cutters, the file, the knife, the saw, screwdrivers, and the awl. To keep this simple, I've designed this ukulele to only have right angle cuts. That'll be easy to do with my saw. Let's get cutting. Instead of using a drill, I'm going to use this awl to bore out the holes for the tuning machines. Instead of using regular fret wire, I'm going to use these cotter pins. The nice thing about these are they have a flat side so they can easily glue to the fretboard. The 0 fret nut will be a slightly larger cotter pin. It's time to glue the two side pieces to the neck. I'm going to use some Titebond wood glue to do that. I'm going to use this printed template to mark where the frets will go. I've marked out the fret line, so now I'm going to super glue on the cotter pins. The frets are glued on now, so I'm going to round over the edges with this file. If this blade were thinner, I could use regular fret wire, but without a thin blade, I had to just glue them on. For this part, I'm going to have to get a little bit creative. Normally I would drill holes for the strings to go through, but what I'm going to do is saw in slots for the strings to rest in. The headstock is slotted, so I'm going to use my awl to countersink the back a little bit. It's time to use the knife and the file to round over the back of the neck to make it comfortable in hand. I'm working on the turnaround for the end of the ukulele. This is the part that directs the strings back towards the tuning machines. I've done different versions of this idea with a 3D printer or a lathe, but this one uses hardware store parts, we have bolts, washers, and plastic washers. The plastic washers are sandwiched in between the metal washers to cut down on friction. I'm going to install the tube bridge 13.5 inches away from the nut, so that'll be 13.5 inches to the near edge of the tube. All of the parts have been installed on this ukulele. It's now ready for strings. I'm going to keep the wood bare for this project, but of course you could add some finish if you chose to. When I install the strings, I'm going to slip a bead over the end, then tie a knot, and then put them in the slots. The strings are installed on this ukulele. I'm going to let the string stretch out a little bit, and I can give a demo. Now it's time to remove the excess string with the serrated knife. I was able to build this ukulele with the help of this remarkable tool. I think I used every single tool except for the bottle cap lifter. Hey, wait a second. An accomplishment like this deserves a celebration. Let's pop this cap and have a drink. So that's the completed ukulele. In the description I'll include a link to this fret template along with the parts and supplies that I used.